Hello, beautiful. My name is Aoife, and I am a mind body coach helping highly sensitive women to break free from chronic symptoms of all kinds. And today I want to talk to you about when you start the mind body healing and your symptoms get worse, because I keep getting messages from people asking me about this, and I also see it happen in my clients. So this also happened to me. Even though I healed my IBS of 30 years within 2 weeks of discovering the mind body connection, for me, that was a hugely important thing, because it really, even though I knew in my bones when I first met the mind body connection that this was everything, this really was like, it just solidified it, right? This is it. This is it. This is what we're doing from now on. However, I got all kinds of symptoms that got worse and new symptoms I didn't have before, such as insomnia. I don't really remember having insomnia. I slept a lot. I was always tired. I would sleep a lot. I would go to bed early. I would still sleep in. And then I was like stuck in bed with pain and just, and then but I never felt rested or whatever. But when I healed my IBS and started doing a mind body teaching process, I got the most insane insomnia and panic. I just cannot even put it into words. I mean, some of you might know what I'm talking about, but this panic, I had panic attacks. I'd had anxiety my whole life. I'd been in car crashes. But this was just like, boom, it was insane. The panic that came on me, the insomnia, some of my other symptoms just ramped up and got so much worse. But I'm telling you, this might be the most annoying thing you'll ever hear, but I literally was smiling through all of it because I freaking knew. I knew this was only the more evidence I needed that this was working, because these symptoms, this old paradigm of thinking, behaving, stressing, this was all being threatened. Its very existence was being threatened, and it was kicking back and kicking up a storm and stirring everything up and trying to bring up new symptoms that would be even scarier. And for me, I just knew I'm not giving you what you want. And I literally smiled and celebrated through it all. I didn't even look well. I wasn't sleeping. I was in a sheer constant state of panic. And I was just like, people were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have mind body syndrome and that's reversible. I'm working with the nervous system." And they're like, "Okay." I'm just like, I just don't really want to talk about it. And the only people I would talk to about it were people in the mind body community or a mind body professional that really understood, that could keep confirming to me, yes, this is the process, this is what happens, just keep going. And yeah, for me, even though it was really uncomfortable, it was a sign that things were shifting and changing. And if you are going through this, then I really recommend that you double down on your tools for calming your nervous system and deactivating, what I call deactivating your symptoms. So when you have a symptom, there is an emotional response. Of course, there is. There's fear, there's terror, there's panic, there's grief, there's sadness, there's frustration, there's anger, right? This is all feeding it, right? And of course, no one's wrong for having that response. Why wouldn't you? You've been living with it for so long. You've had people dismiss you for so long. You've had to try and struggle and manage life like this for so long, right? But it is all feeding it, right? The emotional reaction, and then all the stories, all the worry about the future, all the grief about the past, all of this energy that goes into it. So whatever tools you find work for you to get into a place where you can really start to not react to these symptoms. Like, any way you can send safety signals to your brain when you're having the symptoms, right? The symptoms get worse, then you're like going to have even more fear and panic. But is there anything you can do to send safety signals? Give it new information. This is not a problem. This really is just my nervous system. And I can take care of that. I can learn how to change that. There's so many different tools you can use to send safety signals to your brain to start to deactivate the symptoms. Because it's true what Dr. Schubiner says and what many other people say, like the symptoms are the last thing to go usually. Not always. And, this process is not one size fits all. It's different for everyone. So of course it's not going to be like that for everyone, for every symptom. But generally, when you can care less about these symptoms, I had a woman on my workshop on Monday, and she said she's doing really well with her mind-body healing process. And she said, I had symptoms for the past couple of days and I just didn't care. And that is truly what we all want. When you say, like, I want to be symptom free, I want to have no symptoms anymore, this is all I wanted. If you had came to me and you were a genie in a bottle in 2018 and said to me, you have one wish, what would it be? Honestly, it would be like, make all my symptoms go away. But that's not even where the freedom is. The freedom from the symptom is really when you don't care so much about it, which might seem totally insane when it's ruined your life, it's, ruined your relationships, it's completely debilitating. And I know, because I was there, couldn't work, relationships all in the bin, like was so sick I couldn't get out of bed. I was there. But when you can find the tools that start to deactivate, I just say it's deactivating the symptom, because over time it eventually does, but you start to deactivate all the thoughts and emotions and everything that you have about the symptom. You start to starve it out. So when you start to do this, if you're starting to change how you respond to your symptoms, and this subconscious neural network system within you that has been keeping you in a certain way, and as far as it's concerned, it's been doing a good job. It's been keeping you safe from like all its own perceived dangers. When you start to change, it's going to freak out. It's going to freak the hell out, and it's going to ramp up, and it's going to try and scare you more to try and pull you back, to keep you safe. But all it needs from you is reassurance. All it needs from you is to, I suggest celebrating and smiling and laughing as much as you can, because those things, and playing or whatever, sending safety signals to your brain. This isn't a problem. This isn't a problem. Obviously, reach out for professional support if you need to, and anywhere, any place that you can, or anyone that you can get this reassurance from. This isn't a problem. This isn't a problem. And over time, then you can really starve out the symptom, and you can really get into that place of like indifference with it. And that is really freedom from the symptoms. Freedom from the symptoms is when it really doesn't bother you if they're there or not. You might not like it. It's not your preference, but there's some kind of information in it there for you. Like maybe you've been pushing it too hard, or maybe there's a relationship or a job or a life circumstance that needs to change, and you really feel like, wow, I didn't want that insomnia last night, or I didn't want that period pain, but like that was pure wisdom, what my body was showing me. Like I really, really needed to hear that or something, right? So that is why the symptoms can get worse when you start off. And I really, really, really recommend that if your symptoms get worse, don't let it win. Don't let it make you think that this doesn't work. This is not for me. It's going to work for everyone else, but it doesn't work for me. And like go into that spiral of whatever doom and gloom and shame and just go and let it all win, because I so don't want that for you. I so want you to feel the relief and the freedom that you really deserve, and just that the confidence that comes with having a real understanding of what's going on in your body. I think that everyone in this world deserves that, and just knowing how to navigate life from a whole new plane, a whole new plane. And I just think everyone deserves that. And so don't let it hold you back. If your symptoms are getting worse, you might hate me for saying this, but try like smiling, laughing, playing, like distracting yourself with something that's going to uplift you or soothe you. One of my clients watches golden retriever videos, or like anything that's going to just shift your energy into that of like safety and comfort, and get the support that you need to just build that confidence that this is just the nervous system. It's just freaking out. It's having a tantrum because it doesn't want you to change, but you are changing. And like, that is cause for celebration. That, you know, it's like, ha, I got you. This is really the nervous system. And that is something I can change. So many people are doing that right now. And if they can do it, I can do it. It might look different for me. I might need to find different tools. I might need to keep trying. It might take much longer for me than it did for that person. Whatever, it's okay. You are unique, and this is your life, and you deserve to have it back from the relentlessness of the symptoms and the struggle and the pain and the suffering. And whatever that looks like, whatever your life would look like, you know, to have it back from the symptoms, whether it's meditating in a cave all alone for the rest of your life, or it's traveling, or hosting family events, or eating food in a restaurant without being scared of food, or going on a date, finding a new relationship, or bringing the love and connection into your old and current relationships. Whatever it is for you, you just so deserve that. And don't let the symptoms getting worse to start off with hold you back and stop you from going for what your dream is, or what you started this healing process for. And find the tools that will help you to send safety signals to your brain, that will help find the person or the people that can keep confirming to you, yes, this is part of the process. Yes, this is just your nervous system. Yes, it will fight back. Yeah, you will get random, weird, scary symptoms. And of course, always check things out with a professional or a doctor or whatever. And then just keep going. I always think of Dory from Finding Nemo, and I think to myself, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Anything that can make you laugh and giggle and feel light, it's going to help to send safety signals to your brain. It's going to help to start with that whole process of deactivating the symptom. Okay, I'm going to stop talking for now, but sending you so much love. I wish you all the best with your healing process, however it looks for you. And please do be in touch, reach out if you have any questions, if you want some support. I am obsessed with this.